This has got to be the beginning of the end of an era. It's almost over for Justin Tucker with the Baltimore Ravens. Something that we talked about earlier this offseason is that the Baltimore Ravens, they could say whatever they wanted to say. Oh, yeah, we waiting for the investigation. And they technically still are, but that their actions will speak a whole lot louder than their words would. And this is historic action by the Baltimore Ravens because this is something that they've never done before. They've never drafted a kicker. They had options, and while he was drafted in the 6th round, so it's right next to the 7th round, he wouldn't be very expensive with his contract. But at the same time, if you really feel like, hey, Justin Tucker, we still gonna have him around, he's going to, with all these accusations and allegations, he's gonna get cleared of that, we're gonna be fine. You could have just signed a kicker in free agency. You could have signed an undrafted rookie free agent, but you said, no. We're drafting somebody. So it seems like the Baltimore Ravens know that soon enough, it's going to be a wrap. Team Keep It Clean, we about to get into it, and we're going to go over every draft pick, but we're going to start off with this one because this one really stuck out to me because this is very, very significant. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and leave a like on the video so you don't miss anything going down with our Baltimore Ravens. So, for the first time in franchise history, the Baltimore Ravens, they drafted a kicker, and they used a 6th-round pick on Arizona's Tyler Loop. Now, Eric DeCosta, let's see what he had to say about it. They actually said that Justin Tucker, he was in the building this week working out. Coincidentally, right? Right before the draft, he trying to show the Ravens front office. He's trying to show Harbaugh and Eric DeCosta, hey, I'm still good. Look at my leg. I got it. Watch this field goal. Boop. Watch it. Because he know the timing. He knows what's coming. We know what's coming. But Tucker just giving one last push like, hey, y'all, don't forget about me, please. We got history together. We done been through so much together. So Tucker just letting it be known. But anyway, it says that Tucker was in the building this week working out, and the team had conversations with him about the possibility that the Ravens would draft a kicker. So they let Justin Tucker know, like, look, we know everything going on. You know everything going on, and we got to take care of us. And that's real that they would even have those conversations with a Justin Tucker. And I mean, even if they didn't have the conversation with a Justin Tucker, you know he would know. You know he knew. Especially because, like, Ravens, they got to look out for themselves. They're a franchise. They're a business. So they got to take care of them. Anyway, says DeCosta on having 2 kickers. He said right now, they're both on the roster. DeCosta said that Loop is a really talented player, and he hasn't really thought about how it impacts Tucker's roster spot at this point. Eric DeCosta, it's okay. You ain't even got to think about that. We'll think about it for you, even though we know that you have been through every single process of what this could mean for Justin Tucker's future. And again, it really does seem like this is the it. Tyler Loop on Justin Tucker, he said he was a fan of Justin Tucker growing up. He was a Texas Longhorns fan. You know, that's where Justin Tucker, of course, went to school. And he said he watched him closely. And he said he also watched fellow Arizona Wildcat Nick Folk, who was a nice kicker, too. I know he kicked for the Jets. I think he kicked for the Patriots for a little bit, too. But anyway, but he said he has his own style. So he said, hey, them 2 kickers are nice. They were like that. But no, I'm my own guy, too. And Loop also on competing with Justin Tucker. He said, I'm just excited to get there and be around those guys and find a way to make kicks. Being successful up there is what matters most. I'm going to celebrate today and tomorrow get right back to work. Oh, Loop, you better, because you getting ready to be the Baltimore Ravens kicker this year. So he also said on being the first kicker ever drafted by the Ravens, because again, that's historic. That, again, I know you may be like, oh, it's just a 6th-round pick. No. It is, but this is so significant, especially with everything going on. Something that we talked about this offseason was how the Ravens would get a kicker. If they, in my opinion, if the Baltimore Ravens were to sign a free agent kicker, sign an undrafted rookie free agent, that could be them saying, yeah, we're looking for an insurance policy for Justin Tucker, just in case. But, hey, maybe he might stay. But I also said if they drafted a kicker, that would say something completely different. Because they don't do that. They don't draft kickers. And wow, yeah, they did have 11 picks. And guess what, y'all? They used all 11. Even with making trades, they still got 11 picks. But even though they had 11 picks, they used one on a kicker. So they did it. They did it. They finally did it. And the timing of them finally actually drafting a kicker with all the Justin Tucker stuff, it's not a coincidence. It's not by chance. This is because of everything happening right now with the Baltimore Ravens. Current kicker, soon to be past kicker, in my opinion. That's what it's looking like. It's really looking like that. Anyway, continuing. Loop on being the first kicker ever drafted by the Ravens. That's what he had to say. He said, it's so special. He said, that was a cool thing. My dad mentioned it. To get drafted in itself is just so cool, especially by an organization like the Ravens. You couldn't dream of anything cooler. You couldn't. And see, this is the Ravens hitting us with that swerve again. Because remember, the Ravens, like Eric DeCosta talked about, like guys that we have in for pre-draft visits, he said, we don't like being connected to players. We don't like that. We just hate it. Even though the Baltimore Ravens were connected all day and every day to Malachi Stark, boy, they were connected to him like crazy. And they ended up taking him. But they visited with the Florida State kicker. And he's one of the best. In fact, for a runner-up for the best kicker in the nation award. So he was like that. Ravens visited with him. That's the only kicker that I had heard about them visiting with. And they didn't even take him. They didn't even get him. They didn't even get him. That's funny. But anyway, he also said about being drafted, he said, total elation, totally awesome. Big fan of Randy Brown, and this whole process has been really fun. And Jeff Zrebiec mentioned that Loop had built a relationship with Randy Brown, who is the Ravens senior special teams coach, throughout the pre-draft process. Now back to Justin Tucker. Jeff Zrebiec mentioned that the Ravens have insisted that they'll follow the lead on an NFL investigation when it comes to making a decision on Justin Tucker. And he said, depending on their decision, Loop will either become a 6th-round insurance policy or the likely heir apparent to the most accurate kicker in NFL history. NFL history. So, again, this is not an easy decision for the Baltimore Ravens. Obviously, it can seem like, oh, yeah, of course, with everything happening with Justin Tucker, all these crazy, loud accusations, significant accusations, you think, oh, yeah, get him off the team right away. And, yeah, you could think like that. But for them, the way that they're probably thinking, they're thinking about the money. They're thinking about the money. They're thinking about how much is it going to cost us? What's going to be the sort of penalties on our salary cap and whatnot? Because that's how teams think. That's how teams think. They think business first and then all that other stuff second. It's a close second. But that's how teams think and that's how they operate. But, of course, with the NFL investigation still going on, that has to take care of itself first. But as far as money, how much would Tucker cost if he was to be released? And it says if they released him with a post-June 1st cut, then it will create $4.2 million in cap space. So they will get a little significant chunk, but it would have to be a post-June 1st cut. So that's about a month away. So we'll continue to wait. But we've done all this talking about the logistics of this draft pick with Tyler Loop. But what about the actual player, Tyler Loop? Let's get into that. Tyler Loop was actually a punter before, because it says in 2020 he punted for Arizona, but then in 2021 he ended up taking over as the team's kicker. So he's versatile with that. They won't need him to be a punter because they got Mr. Jordan Stout, but nice to know. It's backup information. It says in 4 seasons he made 83.8% of his field goal attempts, setting a school record. Okay, that's solid. About 84% of his kicks. Could be better. Cool. Could be worse. Cool. But, hey, that's going to be our guy. So, Ravens have normally had an excellent special teams unit. Obviously, Justin Tucker has been a big part of that. I mean, last year it wasn't so excellent in the beginning of the season. After the bye week, though, I mean, we found out why Justin Tucker was really working like crazy after the bye week. But, anyway, it has normally been a very, very special unit, especially the kicking unit. And Justin Tucker was a part of that since the 2012 season, when he got signed as an undrafted rookie free agent from Texas after the Baltimore Ravens ended up moving on from Billy Cundiff. So he's been around since 2012. So with that, 13 years. 13 years Justin Tucker has been around with the Baltimore Ravens as their kicker, and he has become the best kicker in the league. He's become the most accurate kicker in the league. He's been a historic kicker. But all that history seems like it's going to be in the past with them selecting the kicker, and of course everything going on. Continuing, it says also he made 98.4% conversion rate on extra point attempts. So he made about 98%. You know, sometimes them kickers they'll have a little one off here or there. Oh, it goes wide left. Oh, it goes wide right when it comes to the extra point attempts. I mean, hey, we know from experience, because we had the best kicker in the league, and then there will be some games. What happened? What was that with an extra point? Biggest one that I'll never forget was the in the Saints game in Lamar's rookie year. Well, Lamar got his first touchdown, by the way, his first regular season touchdown. But it was the Saints game, and Joe Flacco had just threw a touchdown to John Brown. It's like, oh, okay, Ravens came back. Flacco and company, they moved down the field. Touchdown, John Brown. We getting ready to kick this extra point and go to overtime, baby. And nope. Justin Tucker kicked it. It seemed like the wind just came out of nowhere. Somebody turned on the AC in the stadium like crazy at M&T Bank. He kicked it, and whew, he missed it. Oh, that actually, for me, that was one of the most painful Justin Tucker kicks ever. What was the most painful Justin Tucker kick for you? Which was it that he missed, of course? So anyway, continuing. Just leave it in the comment section. I'm looking forward to seeing that. It says in his final college season, he made 18 to 23 field goal attempts. So that's solid. Not bad. He just missed 5, made 18 of them. And 23 to 25 extra point tries. So he missed 2 extra points at the end of college. I said he has a huge leg, which was evident in 2024 when he made 6 of 9 field goals from 50 plus. Hey, we need that. We need that big leg. Not so much for kickoffs, because they changing the rules like crazy, but for field goals, oh yeah, because there are going to be some times. I mean, we got the best offense in the league, but there are going to be some times where they fizzle out. They make some mistakes. They're not perfect. They close, but they're not perfect. So it's going to be times where they mess up. We're going to need that big leg for sure, especially from 50, because I remember, I'm sure y'all remember too, this past season, when it came to field goal attempts from 50, after Justin Tucker missed those first couple of, I would be nervous every time. I would be scared every time. I wouldn't be comfortable every time. Even when he started making it after the bye week, because he gave us reason to be nervous because of how stuff had been going this year. So anyway, continuing, it says so he made 6 of 9 from field goals from 50 plus, including a school record 62-yarder in week 11. So that boy, hey, he got a boot, man. He got a boot. He got him a foot. So that's exactly what we need. Continuing, it says the New England Patriots selected the first kicker in the 2025 NFL draft a few picks prior, tabbing Miami's Andres Borregales. Borregales' 94.7% field goal percentage was the 5th highest in FBS in 24. So I wonder if Tyler was the Baltimore Ravens backup plan. I wonder if they were really looking at him. Because again, I hadn't heard no ties about them being connected to Andres at all. And again, like Eric DeCosta said, he don't like being connected to anybody. But I wonder if Luke was the backup plan and they really wanted him. But either way, we're looking forward to being in the loop with Tyler. We're looking forward to seeing how he is as our kicker, and hope that he does a phenomenal job, because it does really seem like the job is his.